Our investment philosophy, Focus on Change, is one that we've seen adding value across equity markets globally, across all our different teams. And we've found it very successful in emerging markets as well in terms of adding alpha for our clients. I think the reason why it works well in emerging markets is because these are very volatile markets, and they're markets where a lot is changing.
The team is structured in a very deliberate way. At the heart of the structure is the dual role. So this is a role for each team member where they have two functions. The first is a research responsibility where they're a sector specialist. And the second is a portfolio responsibility. The first has benefits. The specialism means that each team member can interact with senior management of companies and draw out valuable insights. The second is also crucially important because when we gain ideas and write them into a research document, the conviction of the idea increases if we're engaged in a healthy peer review where we can improve the level of analysis. And we feel that creating ownership for each team member by having a portfolio to run is the right way to encourage that engagement. There is a third factor also where we need to corroborate ideas, and the structure with the global team is, and the way they interact is vitally important for achieving that.
Corporate contact is massively important to what we do. So as a team, we do more than 1,000 company meetings a year, and we do that in a number of different formats. So we'll travel to the region and meet companies on their home turf. We think that's very important. We'll attend conferences. We'll have companies come and meet us in our offices also. But a thing that we try to be particularly proactive about is arranging meetings with companies to our agenda when we want to speak to them, rather than waiting for them to travel around the street when they're essentially communicating the same message to a lot of investors at the same time. When we've got the germ of an investment idea, we want to check that out right away, and we'll do that by setting up a conference call with the company management where we can really explore our investment thesis. Those are the best company meetings actually, when you've got a thesis that you want to test.
Emerging markets are often perceived as a risky asset class. But of course, with risk comes reward. We meet companies every day in emerging markets with tremendously exciting investment opportunities. Entrepreneurs who are trying to grow their business, take market share, enter into new markets. The aim is to get these exciting ideas into our portfolios so that our clients can benefit from these ideas. And by focusing on fundamental analysis in a focus on change investment framework, we believe we can identify insights that are a material driver of share prices. And by definition, if stock-specific insights are driving the share price, then the share price isn't being driven by other macroeconomic factors. It's a dominant source of risk and return. When it comes to portfolio construction, our aim is to combine multiples of these high conviction material stock ideas into a portfolio context, and to ensure that we do so by bringing stock ideas together that have a low correlation.
The high active share across the strategies in global emerging markets come principally from the way we look for stocks. So we get off the beaten track. We look at small and mid caps, we get into frontier markets. It's a very bottom-up driven investment process. It means that we take quite high risks at the stock level, but they are all uncorrelated risks. And we attempt to smooth away the macro risks we take by being quite close to the benchmark in terms of country, sector and style allocation. The winners list in the emerging markets desk is a dynamic list of our 20 highest conviction emerging markets ideas.
As part of our investment process, we have something called the winners list, which is the list of our top 20 highest conviction ideas at any point in time. And we put a lot of thought into making sure that that list really does represent our very best ideas. So we debate that. As you can imagine, there's a lot of debate in the team, of competition for ideas to get onto that list, and that debate itself is a creative process. And what it means by having that list is that we can use that as the basis of our risk budget across all our different strategies. So we have a number of different strategies: an income strategy, an unconstrained strategy, a core strategy, for example. But each of those strategies are undergirded, they're built on the foundation that the winners list provides.
The winners list is vitally important. It's the 20 highest conviction ideas that are arrived at through a peer review process. And this list of ideas permeates across all of the team portfolios. So it acts as an anchor to commonality across all the portfolios we run. The performance of the winners list has been very strong, and we feel that illustrates the efficacy of high conviction investing and of having a robust peer review process.
We take a globally integrated approach to emerging markets at Standard Life Investments. So our linkages with the global equity team, the regional equity teams, and the emerging market debt teams are a key part of the process. We always have someone from the global equity team in all of our discussion meetings and virtually all of our company meetings.
The resources of Standard Life Investments are structured to get the most out of our focus on change investment philosophy. There are two elements to this. The first is that we want to capture a broad set of information, and we do that by having interaction between our macroeconomic research team and our strategy team, our credit team, and also our equity base. The second is that we want to strengthen our research capabilities. And a good illustration of that is the way in which our global team interact with all of the equity teams. They're like a 12th man. They sit in all of our meetings, both informal and informal, and most importantly within our company meetings. So that equips them with the information to be able to engage in an active peer review when we analyse stock ideas, and also it enables them to ask the right questions of competitors when they see them in other geographies to attempt to corroborate our investment ideas.
It's not just about the equity resources either. We have a very strong credit team, multi-asset team, and also an emerging market debt team who are specialists in emerging market macro issues. Now, although our approach is a bottom-up one rather than a top-down macro approach, at the stock level, of course, macro issues are important. So it's very helpful to have macro experts within the firm that we can draw on and that we can dialogue regularly with. So we've built in processes into the team to ensure that we do that.